We are counting down the top 10 small forwards for this upcoming fantasy basketball season coming up next on Beat the Odds. Don't go anywhere. Hello, basketball fans, and welcome back to another episode of Beat the Odds. We are going to count down the top 10 small forwards here in this episode. If you like this type of content, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so you'll be notified whenever we drop an episode. That's right, we're going to be doing the top 10 small forwards here in the NBA for fantasy basketball. This is a 9-category league, and of course, I'm going to be giving you guys my predictions for this fantasy basketball season. And let's dive right into number 10. We have Michael Porter Jr. Over the last season here, he posted 17.4 points per game with 5.5 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 3-pointers, 0.6 steals, 0.5 blocks, 1.1 turnovers on 49% shooting from the field and 80% from the line. With the luxury of having a strong complement of guards and centers this season, there has to be a position of scarcity here for fantasy basketball, and that's going to be at forward. This is how MPJ makes the top 10 list. Now, he is a bona fide sharpshooter with one of the cleanest shooting forms I have ever seen, but he's a bit of a durability risk, and he needs to improve on his 1.1 stocks to be able to move up this list. To number 9 we go. We have Chris Middleton. Last season, he posted 15.1 points per game with 4.2 rebounds, 4.9 assists, 1.5 3-pointers, 0.7 steals, 0.2 blocks, 2.2 turnovers on 44% shooting from the field and 90% from the line. Giannis' sidekick for years, Chris Middleton is one season removed from a knee injury that hindered him pretty much the entire season. And with a blockbuster trade sending Lillard into the fold, Middleton will take a step back in the scoring department, but he should be a solid source of assists and will likely see an increase in field goal percentages from the 44% that he posted here last season. Let's go to number 8. We have Franz Wagner. Over the course of the season here last year, he posted 18.6 points per game with 4.1 rebounds and 3.5 assists, 1.6 threes, 1 steal, 0.2 blocks, 2.1 turnovers on 49% shooting from the field and 84% from the line. Is Paolo Banchero a true superstar? I believe he's not going to be the runaway number 1 option in Orlando because Wagner is more than a capable 1A. He's durable, he's efficient from the field, he can play multiple positions, and he's got a clear runway for production in that Magic starting 5. I think a 20.5 rebound, 5 assist season is within reach in his 3rd campaign. Let's move to number 7. We got Josh Giddey. Over the course of the season here last year, he posted 16.6 points per game with 7.9 rebounds, 6.2 assists, 1 3, 0.8 steals, 0.4 blocks, 2.8 turnovers on 48% shooting from the field and 73% from the line. Giddey is in an intriguing position here this year. He's flanked by a young cast of budding stars and a true superstar in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's not going to be counted on to score 20 points per game each night because he doesn't have to be counted on for that, but he is going to play a large role in what is likely going to be an exciting offense to watch this year. Giddey is also an elite rebounder, so he should be able to get your team a great source of counting stats all season long. To number 6, we got Zach LaVine. Over the course of the year last year, he posted 24.8 points per game with 4.5 rebounds, 4.2 assists, 2.6 threes, 0.9 steals, 0.2 blocks, 2.5 turnovers on 49% shooting from the field and 85% from the line. LaVine is one of the safest fantasy targets as he is entrenched as the co-leader in Chicago. A repeat of last season is certainly not out of the question, so I'd expect LaVine to pull together another fringe all-star performance. His 1.1 stocks speaks to his willingness to put his efforts more on his offensive game, and I wouldn't really expect that to change much this year. Let's go to number 5. We have Scottie Barnes. Over the course of the season last year, he posted 15.3 points per game with 6.6 rebounds, 4.8 assists, 0.8 threes, 1.1 steals, 0.8 blocks, 2 turnovers on 46% shooting from the field and 77% from the line. It's now year 3. There's big expectations, and there's going to be more responsibility put on Scottie Barnes' shoulder. Is he going to be able to step up? If he does, and he runs with this opportunity, then we can bank on a solid increase in assist and scoring, and his ability to go coast to coast will likely further boost his production this season. Toss in his ability to defend almost all positions, and it wouldn't be a surprise if he gets an all-star nod here this year. Let's go to number 4. We got Brandon Ingram. Over the course of the year here last year, he posted 24.7 points per game, 5.5 rebounds, 5.8 assists, 1.4 threes, 0.7 steals, 0.4 blocks, 3.3 turnovers on 48% shooting from the field and 88% from the line. Zion Williamson is currently back in the fold, which will take some shots away from Ingram. And of course, Ingram carries a bit of a health risk himself. Now, other than that, he shoots for great percentages and is a willing and capable passer. Ingram will carry a great floor for fantasy purposes whenever he is on the court. Let's move to number 3. We have LeBron James. Over the course of the season here, last year he posted 28.9 points per game with 8.3 rebounds, 6.8 assists, 2.2 threes, 0.9 steals, 0.6 blocks, 3.2 turnovers on 50% shooting from the field and 77% from the line. The soon-to-be 39-year-old is defying the haters and has recently been named as a top 10 player in the league by ESPN at age 38. There's not much to say with regards to LeBron's production. Safe to say that I expect no more than 60 games from him here this season, and likely as much as a 10% decrease in production across the board. But even at that, that's still going to put him firmly in the top 3 small forward discussion here this year. Let's go to number 2. We have Jimmy Butler. Over the course of the year here last season, he posted 22.9 points per game with 5.9 rebounds, 5.3 assists, 0.6 threes, 1.8 steals, 0.3 blocks, 1.6 turnovers on 54% shooting from the field and 85% from the line. Now, if only we could have playoff Jimmy all season long. His postseason slash of last season of 26.9 points per game, 6.5 rebounds, and 5.9 assists with 1.8 steals would challenge for the top small forward position here this year. As it stands, you can expect the game's most dominant two-way player to continue to produce across the board. Butler will be among the league leaders in steals and should continue to put up excellent shooting percentages this season. Now, before we get to our number 1 choice here, let's go over some honorable mentions. First, we got Klay Thompson with 21.9 points per game, 4.1 rebounds, and 2.4 assists. Then we got Austin Reeves with 13 points per game here last season, 3 rebounds, and 3.4 assists. And Cam Johnson with 15.5 points, 4.4 rebounds, 1.9 assists per game. All right, let's go to number 1. We have Jason Tatum. Over the course of the season here last year, he posted 30.1 points per game with 8.8 rebounds, 4.6 assists, 3.2 threes, 1.1 steals, 0.7 blocks, 2.9 turnovers on 47% shooting from the field and 85% from the line. Tatum's reign as one of the league's best forwards has really just begun. Yes, there are more mouths to feed in Boston, but Tatum is the undisputed leader of that team. I would expect a possible slight dip in points per game and maybe rebounds per game thanks to additions of Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis. But I really do think that we're going to see Tatum in more of a playmaking role here this season. And that's going to do it here for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it here. If you did, please like the video and, of course, subscribe to the channel. We are going to sign off here for now, but we are going to catch you guys on our next episode.